Shout out to Linda. That's how we're gonna start. Welcome back to the No Tact Talk podcast. I'm about to introduce my guest in just a minute. Y'all know I talk a little bit before I introduce the guest. I'm super excited about this one. I say that about everyone, but I have to explain this one for real. I think a while back I asked her to be on. We all busy. She running a business, doing a thing. But it was a very selfish reason, and she's dope. Don't get me wrong. But I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story that I might have not told y'all before, and it's on my website. If you scroll down under my name, I'm like sitting beside my car, looking all happy. I don't know, and it says amateur cookie connoisseur. Okay, that's what it says. So the story, I think back second or third grade, school lunches were expensive. Okay, they just were expensive. Shout out to WJ Christian, middle school. They were there. You
Hey.
go. Right, they were expensive. So my mom was like, "We ain't doing this." So she said, "We going to Walmart and we're gonna make your lunches." So the standard turkey sandwich, some chips, and Chips Ahoy cookies.
Mm.
Okay, so she make the whole thing, little juice box, whatever, but she always put two or three cookies going in the snack bags. And ever since then, that's where my love for chocolate chip cookies
Mm.
began. Now, over time, I would chill. I shout out to my dad, you listening, bro. I would chill with my dad. He liked coconut a lot. Do you remember the cookies with the
Mm.
chocolate chip cookie and the coconut? I hate coconut. And that was the only way I could get him to get chocolate at all. Cause he liked like butter pecan cookies. He like random stuff. He a little bit older, so he ain't appreciate the love of a good chocolate chip cookie. So time goes by even more. So I went from wanting regular cake to a cookie cake, from Great American Cookies for my birthday. So my entire life, I've had a fervent like just love for chocolate chip cookies. Fast forward even more, Ashley's Famous Cookies, which we're about to introduce her in a second, enters my life. And I'm supporting Black brand. Yeah, what's up? I'm supporting. Man, that she mailed them to me. It wasn't even in Alabama. Okay. Mailed them to the packages was all good. I mean, it felt like she just cooked them like the day before. I mean, we've all gotten food delivered at one point in time. And listen, listen. Mm, okay. Let's get to the intro. That's it. Before we get there, Ashley's Famous Cookies was founded in March of 2018 when Ashley decided to start selling her homemade cookies. Since then, she has created an array of flavors that has taken the cookie world by storm. Don't eat Ashley's Famous Cookies unless you are ready to give up every cookie you have ever known. Known as the best cookies ever, Ashley's Famous Cookies turns a very well known dessert into an entire experience. Let's all welcome, give her a big hug to Miss Ashley. I gotta put applause. My mom called me. She said, I think I had one episode. She said, "What happened to the applause?" I was like, "I forgot to put it in." She said, "Don't ever forget."
Don't you ever forget that applause.
How's it going? What's up?
Everything is good. It is good to
Yes.
see.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be seen for sure. So, like I was telling y'all before the intro, it's good to have you here for sure. Thank you for giving us some of your time. I know you're an extremely busy woman, but this is a pretty special episode for me because I really do I enjoy a chocolate chip cookie. I always tell people, I was telling somebody the other day, because I'm a recruiter in the army, right? And so this guy was trying to lose weight. And he was like, "Man, how do I lose weight starting coast?" And I was like, "Well, this is how I do it. Everybody has a vice, right?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "My vice is Jack Daniels and chocolate chip cookies." I said, when I'm ready to go to the beach or something, I quit drinking alcohol and I quit eating chocolate chip cookies, and I'm good. Six pack bounces back. We all good, right? And so,
That sounds real easy.
well, it's other stuff working out, blah blah blah. But like everybody got, it's like might be bread, might be like
That's true.
candy, soda,
That's true.
Dr Pepper. What's your advice, by the way?
Oh man, I would have to say that's a good one because I don't
Ooh,
want to say my own cookies.
I mean that would be a great answer. I get it.
But I think a chocolate chip pecan right now is definitely
Chocolate chip pecan.
yeah, and my son's got me eating
Mm.
donuts, man.
Why do I just crave donuts sometimes?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like
one
a
donut.
Yes, it's like every blue moon, you're like, man, I haven't had a donut in a while, and I
I
see
think it's
why
the
I don't eat
icing.
them. I think so too. It's the glaze. It's the glaze for sure.
I got it down to a science. I have to check the wattage on the microwave because like on even like with Krispy Kreme, heat it up for like 7 or 8. I mean, 9 seconds is over.
It's
It's
too
burnt.
much.
It's like yeah, it's too much. It's too much. And when I first saw that, I'm like, that ain't no way. I put it on like 10, 12 seconds. Dead.
Done.
Hockey
Throw it
puck.
away.
Hockey puck. I want to know a little bit more about you. If you hear my dog, I'm sorry. He's acting crazy today.
Oh, that's fine.
Um, I'm talking to the people because he even a hot boy. I might yell. I ain't
I
never
hear
done that
a little
before.
bit.
um, it's gonna be fun. I want to know how you got started
Okay.
and like because we talk about purpose a lot. We talk about the why we do things, and usually the things that are great in our life, we never like, hey, I'm in kindergarten or second grade drawing cookies. Like how do we get to like the passion and where you are right now?
That's a good question. So I was in a weird place in my life at the time.
Yeah,
And this is probably a little longer version than what people
give it
usually
to
get.
us. Yeah, let's go.
But I had just had my son about a year before,
Mm-hmm.
and I was always making chocolate chip cookies at home because what started out as getting the cookie tote from McDonald's. By the way, if you don't know about the cookie tote,
Oh my good. They make them fresh.
99.
They have to make them fresh.
Yes,
I'm telling
it's
you, I
on the
know this.
secret
I know
menu.
all of this. If you ever want a fresh cookie, you get the 13 cookie tote because they
Yes, you
always
get the
hot and gooey.
13.
Yes.
Exactly. And you got
Yes.
to pull up to the reserve and wait about 5 minutes.
It's worth
Boom.
it. They
It's
might pull
worth
you to the
it
side in parking spot number 2, but it's cool.
every
You
time.
know.
Yep. So that's what it started as a cookie tote thing. And then one day I was like, man, if I'm gonna be eating cookies like this, I might as well try to make some. And so I've
Right.
always had a passion for cooking. And I just found this little recipe online. It was nothing serious. You know how it is
Mm-hmm.
when you like, let me just Martha
Little,
Stewart or something.
little vanilla extract, little salt, a little flour. Yeah.
Exactly. Basic recipe. And my mom was like, oh, these are good. And so yeah, she pretty much kept hounding me about it for like 2 years. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Mom, nobody's trying to buy these. And I just was like, fine, I ain't got nothing else going on. I was working at a daycare at the time, which was
Yeah.
definitely not in my purpose. I was just kind of trying to have something to do at the time. And I wasn't in school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Auburn in early 2013,
What?
2014.
Don't tell me you're an Auburn fan. I gotta put my hat on. Hold on.
Don't do it. Oh Lord,
Let
here
me
it
just have it
comes.
in the screen a little bit. Let me just, if y'all watching on YouTube, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I didn't finish. I ended up having to come back home.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just lost, man. So at this point, I'm like, man, she keeps talking about these cookies. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
nothing else going on. I might as well just try. So took them to a basketball game because my brother played basketball.
Nice.
Basketball moms tried them, and when one of the boys on the team started doing the latest dance at the time, I was like, okay, wait, if they're that good, maybe we got something.
Yeah. You make somebody dance with your cookies?
That's
Oh,
what I'm
hey.
saying. You dancing and eating?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
okay,
good sign.
yeah. So that's how that started. But yeah, you're definitely right. I was not like, man, I'm trying to be a cookieologist.
Yeah.
Life hits you fast because sometimes you can try things and think this is gonna blow you up, but it's always
Mm-hmm.
that random thing. It's
Man.
always that random
Some of my
thing.
best episodes have been like the ones that like I felt like wasn't the best for whatever odd reason. I'm just like, this is wild.
Mm-hmm.
I might as well just let the thing record nothing and watch people gonna love it. I'm telling you, like every time I
They
thought
loved
quote,
it.
yeah, like even the people I guess of higher quote unquote profile, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You know?
That's crazy. It's like that though. I think
Yeah.
that's life's way of pretty much saying that like you can't really time like you can't you're not
Mm,
in control. It's God's control. It's God's timing.
yeah.
And the best thing you can do is just to keep trying and keep going and something is going to eventually stick. It might not be what you
Yeah.
planned.
I
Put them
think
in.
it's us putting the reps in. I feel like everybody has like a different ticker, right? So like if yours is 13, mine might be 25. Like everybody's just working towards this one magic moment. Obviously
Mm-hmm.
you keep going after that, but it's the okay, what type of hard work did you put in? How many for your instance, how many cookies did you make? How many times did you mess up? How
Yeah.
many times did you hear no, or okay, why did I get this refund, or just whatever, right? So you already going through the motion. So once you're finally, let's say, I don't know, famous Amos, right? And
Right.
then you already know, and really use him as an example. You know about him, right? The dude was just on Shark Tank not too long ago because he got bought out his own company. The guy
Yeah,
that
that's
was selling the
crazy.
cookies out of his trunk, he's selling some type of Hawaiian cookies, probably bomb anyway, but still, he's like this older guy, and he gave me the mindset of I think it was Steve Jobs, and it was I forget I always forget the other guy's name, but Steve was trying to make money pretty much. The other guy was just trying to give the technology for free to people in Silicon Valley. He was like, "No, we got something here," you know.
Yeah, we can make something bigger out of this.
Yeah, and so it's like you say, you took a chance. He's like, "Why not?" But you still took a chance. I don't want to diminish that right there because
Yeah,
most people
yeah,
just
it
like,
was definitely a chance because I mean, it shouldn't have took 2 years of my mom telling me to try for
yeah.
me to just hand someone a cookie and say, "Do
Mm-hmm.
you think this is worth selling?" But you know,
You did you? I think I would talked about this commercial before. I don't know if it was a Super Bowl or what, some last major event. The guy, it was like an insurance commercial. The guy, he was trying to get a loan for his burger business,
mm,
and it's a burger joint every 2 miles. But what got to me, he did a little plan. The whole commercial was all cool, and he got like an award at the end. But in
mm,
his own space, in his own area, and he started to grow. He was the burger guy, so he like shot up past all the other burger people just because he believed in himself. Now it's
yeah,
easy to say, "Oh, there's a Great American Cookies," or there's a this or that. It means the cookie aisles everywhere, right? But
are
I want to talk about that ceiling that you push past, right? I mean, every time I come home, I'm always legit hearing about it. You walk down South Side or whatever else, and it's like, "Oh, you got to try the cookies." Like you were like in the talk. You know how Birmingham
that's
is.
pretty cool. That's
It's
really, really
super cool, like, and it's like,
that's really cool.
yeah, and it's like deciding to push past what society says, is already done. You
Hmm.
watch one episode of Shark Tank, right? They say, hey, what makes you proprietary? What makes your t-shirt the
Exactly.
best t-shirt out of all the other t-shirts?
Exactly.
And so I think I'm asking that question to you too. Is like I think it's probably about 70% of it, to be honest. It's your grind, your hustle. Look at the person. They might not like the product too much. They say, "Hey, I see something in you. I just need you on my team." And so what I've seen, um, social media, you doing your thing. You had a song, a hit, a dope song, right? There was a dope girl or something like that.
Yeah.
You had, people repping for you. I watched like the reel on the Instagram story about people just like, people dancing, having a good time, like way up
Yeah.
that. And it's like that doesn't happen every day. I just
Yeah.
don't feel like it does.
Yeah. Agreed.
So what makes you think that you're like this was your pitch?
Mm.
I'm Damon John. I'm Mr.
You put
Wonderful.
me on the spot.
Come on. what would be your pitch, right?
Right. What makes AFC better
Yes.
than the rest?
Boom.
I would say, like I said earlier, the experience,
Okay.
because for me, I make every cookie like it's going to the most important person in the world because I feel like
Mm.
my customers are the most important in the world. So I literally put so much love into each batch that
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when people cut corners, it always catches up because you want someone to have that experience of, oh my God, it's so soft with the crispy edges and it
Mm-hmm.
feels like it. Like, first off, with cookies, everybody knows most of the time with cookies, once they cool off,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
It's not even the same.
It's
It's
not.
not even the same. So, like, for me to like cross that barrier of I can ship these to California or I can just wait till you pick them up and you'll still feel like they just came out
Mm-hmm.
the oven. I like take all of that stuff seriously. Like, I'm the type of person you don't want to talk about cookies with me because it's like, okay, she's passionate. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
That's
saying?
it. Yeah. I get that all the time. They was like, bro, you like cookies way too much. Like, And I'm gonna tell you though, I've tried. Like I got my little couple of recipes I know. Of course, if I'm gonna be a connoisseur, like I've cooked them or baked them rather before. But
Yes.
I don't have that cooking bone. Like, I make some meat. I can grill.
Oh, okay,
I make
okay.
good breakfast. But I'm not like a cook for real. I'm not a home
Yeah,
chef or a little master. I'm not none of that. But I know how
yeah.
to make what I like. So like obviously I'm outsourcing for other cookies. I'm talking about from the Walmart 99 cent to
Mm.
the actually famous cookies of the world. Like it's levels to it,
It is. It is levels to
right?
it. And people always say, like, why don't you get into cakes and stuff? And
No,
I'm not saying one day, I
maybe
don't know.
pastries. I wouldn't do a cake.
Yeah, but I just feel like y'all got that already. Like I'm trying to turn up on one specific thing and make it so good it
Mm,
can't be touched. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I feel like sometimes people have so many treats, but it's like when you go to a pancake house and they're trying to sell you a burger. Like, dude, I'm
Come on,
here
IHOP.
for
Come on, IHOP. Come on.
you know what I'm here for.
Yes. Like, what's that girl? She famous for them cupcakes. And I don't really like them. Like Sugar Shop. I forgot what. No, it's not Sugar Shop.
You're not talking about
It's
Gigi's, are you?
no, it's that white lady that was on Sugar Rush on Netflix. The tall,
Oh,
skinny one.
hmm.
She got like an overbite.
I don't know.
She got it fixed.
I don't know if
You know what
I
I'm talking about
um,
though.
is it a new episode?
It's like
Oh, you're
uh
talking about the one of the judges.
yeah, on the judges.
Yeah, I know you're
Her.
talking about. I don't know
Y'all
her
know who
name.
I'm talking. Yeah, but
I know exactly what you're talking about.
she said something very similar. I'm always listening to interviews, obviously, and she said I wanted to double down on one thing, and
Mm.
it was actually part of my notes. It's funny that you bring that up. That um, being able to do that is hard for people because, like, even if you start a shirt company, all right, I'm gonna have like 20 SKUs. Everybody can get an option because there's so many people in the world, right? So we want to make like a million versions of one thing, and we're spreading ourselves thin, and we
Yeah.
don't know what to do. I'm always talking about shark. I'm always thinking business, podcasts like that. But he said with Fubu, he said out of all the SKUs I had, only 3 were popular. He said
Mm.
I dropped from 20 SKUs to 5, and then I was a millionaire. Just to
Mm.
5.
Makes sense.
Polo, a little man on the horse. You can rock a polo and some jeans right now, and it's timeless,
Crazy, right?
right?
Branding, the marketing.
Yeah, but it's quality though, you
It
know.
is. It is. It is. It is. It's that too.
And so when I think when I order mine, I gotta order some more before we get off this call anyway.
Don't forget, right?
Um, I will hold me to it. When I order mine, I'm like, okay, I know she's shipping it. It's a little much at the time,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna be honest.
It
But
is.
there's a market though, so like and I won't even be that guy, but like
Oh,
especially
be that guy. Be that guy.
no, no. When it's a black business, we see all the memes and stuff. People don't want to really pay for quality. So at that time, like I was buying good toilet paper. I was kind of coming up in the finances. So I was like, man, whatever, let's go. I'm supporting. She dope. It's really for you. I love cookies. Don't get me wrong, but I always
Yeah.
give myself an opportunity to try new cookies. 'Cause I love cookies anyway. I already told y'all it was fire. It was bomb, worth every penny. I'm not even gonna. We all know that. Hopefully, if you don't, go to AskFamousCookie.com. That's a plug. That's a that's a sponsorship right there. No,
The cookie plug.
yeah. So I think in a business you have to decide: do I want to be quality or quantity?
Hmm.
In my opinion, and if y'all listen to this, it's definitely quality. Okay, no matter what she tell you, when the DM right back in the website, just pay it. Just pay it. I give you $1 back. I'm just playing, but like, um, so your mindset is. I'll say all that to say I don't want to ramble, but
No, you good.
your mindset behind the why. I was going to talk about that. I love for some reason I've had some really dope, strong black women, on this podcast, and I'm always asking y'all how y'all do it.
Mm.
I got I got 3 sisters, and so I've seen all perspectives, all different ages and things like that. And I'm like, how do you do it? How do you juggle everything that you doing? You a single mom, right?
Yes.
Business, everything, making music, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
It's hard. It's really hard. But I think one of the things that women are really good at is making
Mm.
things look easy. Um,
Mm.
I think really at the end of the day, it's a mind over matter. Like I tell people all the time, like if you don't have a strong mental, like you're not gonna make it
Mm-hmm.
because anxiety and fear and stress and trauma and all of that
Yeah.
can take over you, and you have to like literally collect yourself every day and be like, I know this is a storm, but I've got to like go get it.
So what does that look like for you? How you keep your peace?
So sometimes keeping my peace can just be like a 2 minute talk in the mirror.
Okay.
When I just get that second to myself,
Mm-hmm.
it could just be like a 5 minute breathing exercise in the morning. I mean, it's the small things because right now I don't really have a lot of time to myself.
Mm.
Um, I have a 4-year old, and I have that are 6 months old,
Mm-hmm.
and it's draining. Like it's draining, and especially being a single mom. Like if it wasn't for my family, I don't think I'd be drowning for sure. I would not be above
Mm-hmm.
water. So one thing I could definitely say is that makes me want to go harder. And I always remind myself that like my circumstances are not, they don't
Define
define me.
you. Yeah.
Exactly. And I could use those as an excuse, but at the end of the day, there are people who are going through things way worse than what I'm going through. So I just try to remind myself that because some days you just want to go in the closet and scream.
Mm-hmm. Do it. You watch This Is Us at all?
No, I don't.
All
But
right.
I do have my moments where I'm like, I'll be back.
So it's this guy on there. It's a guy on there named Randall, right? And so like basically, he was adopted into this family. It's a drama. I mean, you gonna cry probably every episode. Anyway, so he met his mom. Well, he met the people that knew his mom and everything. So she would go out in this lake and scream. She had a real messed up life. She would go out in this lake and scream and like have a moment, right? And so he did the same thing. And the dude can cry. I mean, on a drop of a dime. I mean, that's exactly why he has a job, in my opinion, because he can cry. I mean, you press a button. I
He,
mean, he got
yes.
it. He's a true actor. Um, I think we have to find that, and I found I'm still kind of trying to find it. I'll
Hmm.
give you a little bit of an insight on me. So like on my J's therapy sessions, that's like when I'm really kind of just talking. I'm putting myself out there because I want especially black men to take therapy seriously and actually go
Yes.
and listen to somebody.
Mental health matters,
Oh
guys.
my goodness. So I told her, I said, I don't really know how to cry, right?
Mm,
And I said, I've cried, I said I go through hard stuff, but my default setting, like it's almost like autonomous now. Like it's to like it's cool, it's all right. And like and it's like this calluses I built up of just like getting through. And I
yeah.
didn't realize it because I'm like, man, I ain't really felt, you know. I ain't really felt nothing in so long. Like I feel I'm happy, sad, whatever. But like, what she recommended, I need to watch more Disney movies because I told her last time I really cried was like on Sing, the movie Sing. You had to watch
Yeah.
Sing, right?
Yeah. I love sing.
The dude was like, I'm still standing. Yeah, that part,
That's what
right?
got you.
Yes. Now I'm telling you, because
I
like weird
feel it though.
weird stuff makes you cry.
That was a deep movie though, low key. Low
Listen,
key.
them
Low key.
kids. Listen, them kids. I mean, Disney does not make these movies for kids.
They don't. They don't.
Big Hero 6, the brother died in the first 10 minutes. Come on. So that's my way. I've been watching movies that make me feel.
That's
Not Michael Jordan, but Ali with Will Smith. When
mhm.
he's talking to the guy, he's just sitting in that room talking about fighting Joe Frazier. He was like legit fighting for him and his family in that moment. He made it funny and it rhymed and it was all cool, but like when you really see the reason of the why behind it, and I
It's
honestly say I think is the kids are a great reason. Don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying it, but I want to
mm-hmm,
focus more on you. And it's like you're doing it. I feel like you're doing this for yourself.
mm-hmm,
Every day you're proving something to yourself
mm-hmm.
that hey, I'm pinching myself. This is real.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this. Like I'm not just talking about it.
Yeah.
Right? Is that how you feel sometimes? Or what?
Yeah, I do. I definitely have evolved a lot as a person when you add motherhood into
Mm-hmm.
part of your personality. It can give you a lot, but it can also take a lot
For sure.
away from what you would describe as what you always thought, you know, who you were as a person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it, like, this is really funny, but I pretend that I'm on like a TV show with like a really crazy chef,
Right.
and I've got like 20 minutes to get everything out.
Yeah, like chop. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I love how you always like we're playing like a little game.
I'm with you.
You'd be like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know
But
a lot
yeah,
of stuff about nothing. I'm telling you.
you're so silly. But yeah, I always like put myself in that place, you
Yeah.
know, just for fun, and also to just kind of like push myself to just see like how far I can, you know, take it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. It's definitely for myself as well.
So, what's your favorite cookie that you've made? You got a
Man,
lot. You come
I
out.
feel like it changes over
Yeah.
times, but right now I gotta say, like, if I had to go in front of some judges and they'd be like, give me what you got,
Oh.
like
Okay.
the bet, like Food Network came knocking on the door and was like, give us the best thing you got.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with chocolate chip pecan, no caramel, just chocolate chip pecan by itself.
Oh.
It's just, I don't know. I think
Do
it's
you
like
do
that
anything
next
to the?
level.
Do you do anything to the pecans? Like you salt them or?
I don't, but they like transform once they're baked. It just
Yeah.
really releases that flavor. It's
Mm.
you know when you walk through the mall and you smell those pecans,
Yeah.
it's like that, but without all the extra like
Oh.
sugar on top and stuff. But yeah, when you bake pecans, it like
Huh.
really releases like a sweet, toasty.
Come on, talk your talk, girl. Talk your talk. A little
It's
sweet, toasty
it's
note.
good. It's
It's
good. I
it's
think
notes of
it's
ginger and almond and
just a
pecan.
little, just a little bit of. But no, I think
Mm.
that is probably my favorite cookie right now because I don't get tired of it. I can just eat
Oh.
like a million of those.
That's another. I was gonna ask you that too. Like, do you ever get tired of eating cookies?
Yeah, you know, the crazy thing, when I was pregnant the second time around, I didn't want a cookie at all. I didn't eat a cookie for 9 months. And then I guess like I don't know what was going on because
Yeah,
now, you know, but I have my times where I'm like, man, I can't eat another cookie, but
but you like so you okay.
it's
So
usually a flavor more so than a cookie.
do you have a secret recipe
It's like a like
like on SpongeBob, like a secret recipe
I
in the
would
vault in
say,
the back?
okay, so you said talk your stuff, talk your
Talk your
stuff.
stuff, dog.
I like to say that I'm not handing my recipe out, but if my recipes were to get leaked, it still wouldn't taste like mine.
Oh, so it's more in the process too.
Agreed.
So if you
There you
die,
go.
that's it. You got to write that
No,
down.
no, it's written down, but
Okay.
I have certain people close to me who know how to make them and stuff.
Oh, okay. You got a team. You got inner circle. All right.
Yeah.
You gotta get them to sign like an NDA or something. This need to be on
Yeah.
paper.
I feel like I I was talking to my brother today about this. I was like, you know, with expanding, it's so stressful because one
Mm-hmm.
time I walked into insomnia because at the time everybody was telling me I need to try insomnia.
I love that s'mores cookie. Yep, staple.
I just I don't know if it was that specific. First, we're not gonna talk about what I think about insomnia, but the girl there was a girl, she probably just got hired.
Yeah.
And her boss was getting on to her because she was over baking the cookies.
Mm-hmm. Wasting dough.
And my anxiety just went up because I was like, man, this is what I don't want. I don't want to expand. And then people don't have a passion for it as much as
Mm.
I do. And they're
You can't
not,
let that stop you though.
I know, I just don't want, I mean, if it's not going to be the
Okay, so
process, you know, like
I'm
taste the
thinking
same.
I'm thinking like super big. And I'm not trying to
Right.
like diminish your products. I'm thinking like no, no, think about that again. So you have like your, flagship stores. Cause you could just be like a online. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, we see more people going online. What they call it?
Yeah. You
What's that
still
word?
gonna have to need help baking though. Like that'd be a ton of cookies to just bake by yourself.
Let your process be rigorous. If you really want to cook with me, if you really want to bake or rather bake with me,
Hmm.
then put them through a process.
Well,
Send them through the
that's
fire.
that's the only thing I'm gonna have to do. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to be paying people real good, and it's got to be like a
No, no, because they have to have a passion for it, like you
they
do.
do,
That's what
they
I'm saying.
do.
Because they could ultimately, go somewhere else, on their own baking career, whatever. But they would have gotten something from you, and then they're gonna use that. Oh yeah, my mentor. I get what you teaching me, but she taught me the
Yeah,
love and the passion.
yeah, agreed.
You gotta
Cause
do it now while you out here.
yeah, for sure. I
Ah
definitely
man.
do. Yeah, agreed.
So I'm thinking like you probably get you like a trainer. I'm not saying it got to be me, but I have a love for cookies. I could be like your promo guy. I'm trying to
Yeah.
set myself up in the cookie realm. However you can use me. I don't know. The podcast
Send me
cookie.
cookies.
I'm a professional taste tester.
Yes.
Mm, one
Hey,
cookie a month.
that's nice.
I'll do it. I'll add that to my resume. It's a big deal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
um. So yeah, that's part of it too. Like, what's really next? Like you said, you want to expand. You
Hmm.
said you want a store. Is that the next level? Is it like will there be one in like Birmingham?
Yeah. I want a store. I It's so funny because I'm like going between do I well, at first I was really like I want a food truck, but
Yeah.
it's just
Is it
gonna
big down there?
depend.
Is are still food trucks still there?
I would say like yeah, I would say Birmingham is pretty big on the food truck train
Oh
right.
yeah, that's way cheaper. And then you can, I mean, and you ain't even got
You think
you
so
got the
though?
heck yeah. I mean, they come to Austin. Listen, food trucks everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they I one taco joint charging like $12 a plate, $15 a plate out of a food truck because it's just that good.
Yeah,
And,
the
and I
food.
talked to him. Huh?
If you look into it though, food trucks are not cheap, and it's a headache. Like
It's cheaper than a brick and mortar than a building, right?
I mean, you think that until you look into it and
Hmm,
realize that most of these trucks are like 1980 something models, and
that's
they're always
true.
breaking down. And then there's so many laws in each little city that
Mm.
change depending on where you go, and it's just like license on top of license on top of license that might only apply to one small area. And then a
Oh
lot of cities
wow.
are against food trucks because they don't want food trucks there. Like some cities, you can't have a food truck within 600 feet of a restaurant. And this,
Oh
yeah, it's just like funky, man. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want one, but with three small kids,
yeah.
I was reading up on it and they were like, it's literally like a 24-hour type job. Like I know I was talking to the owner of Granny Fish and Grits, and he was saying
Mm-hmm.
like they spend all day prepping for that like 6 hour slot, and then they don't get off of the
Isn't that a
truck
little
till
bit
like
easier
5.
though? I don't know the price. I don't, excuse my ignorance, but isn't
No,
it
go
not
ahead.
a little bit easier for the cookies? I guess like maybe getting the dough ready and make
Okay,
sure it's like refrigerated. I guess.
so that's a good question. I think with everything I do being from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
I still think it would still be a lot, probably not on the truck, but that prepping would probably take a lot of time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like going from a industrialized kitchen and then trying to make like 3,000 cookies to sell out in a couple of hours. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just trying to think of my
Hmm.
lifestyle at the moment. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm going to
Huh.
be able to give that much of my time away like people with food trucks say they have to give. But I want a food truck. It goes back to what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to hire some more people. I can't do this by
Yeah.
myself. And it's
That's a
scary.
good
That's the
problem
part.
though. It's scary. That's a good problem. Let me encourage you a little bit. I want to give
Go
you a little
ahead.
encouragement. So do it for one. Okay, do it. Now I
Oh,
say it's that you like it sounds so simple. So what I do, I'm gonna tell you though, what I do is I will literally surround myself, probably besides sleeping, probably about 12 hours a day of positivity. Okay.
yeah.
Now, and I do that on purpose because I tend to like spiral. I'm a super positive person, but extroverts like probably like us, like we're probably the main people need to check on, because once we get into a funk, it's really hard. So like what I do, I fight it,
Yeah.
right? And I would rather be called too much than be like, hey, well, Jay, what's wrong with you? Type feel, because I know myself. So when you know yourself, now I'm surrounding myself with, other books that I'm reading about self-help, podcasts. I'm going to therapy. This is an outlet for myself as well. So that's on me. So now when I'm pushing, like if I want to make No Tact Talk the best podcast, the best brand ever, I really can't. Um, I don't have time to think like, okay, man, this is a pitfall for me, or there's so many other podcasts out there, or
Yeah.
I don't have the
You
right mic.
can't down talk yourself.
Now it's realistic. It's again, it's true. It sucks for the moment, but I'm trying to fill my space with so much positivity. Like I have to find a way. I'm gonna will it. Now I always tell people when I'm talking about God, even if I did not believe in God, I have to will. Like I'm telling you, it's just something about constantly failing and taking a chance in yourself. It's something but the number is stated. Something has to stick.
That's
It,
true.
it just does. And no matter how many kids you got, how much support you don't have, no matter how much you got to stay up late, you need your sleep. Don't get me wrong. We all talk about sleep on here too, but I just has to be a way.
It's a way. It's a way.
And I
I
keep
mean, don't
telling
get me
myself that.
wrong.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm telling myself. Now I get everything you're saying
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and all the stuff that's against me, but I always have to come back to, it might be a tattoo, I don't know, but it has to be a way. I said, even when I'm in an argument, Ashley, we argue with my wife. I said, ain't no way I'm this wrong this many times. The odds gotta be in my favor like once a year.
Somewhere.
Somewhere, And so I use that with everything. And it might not be somebody else's way, but it's my way. It's my way of keeping myself happy. It's my way of staying on this path, reaching my year, being successful, getting these sponsors. They came, I'm like, oh man, like this is crazy, right? And it's like, okay, because you got the traction. I feel like I know you got it. And I feel it. It may sound like a little weird if y'all don't believe in God, but I feel like, a lot on you for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And I don't usually like feel stuff like that because I'm not that guy, because I'm talking too much to even like feel or listen to anything. I got sometimes like, drive in the car with in silence just so I can like get my mind right, because I'm always
Yeah.
having something planned, right?
Yeah.
And so I felt it, but when I asked you the first initial time before we even, months in advance, I'm like, man, like it's just something like weird, like good weird, like
Yeah.
about what she doing.
I
And
appreciate
no, this not, I mean, again, I'll tell people I ain't trying to hype people up. It's just a fact.
I appreciate it. I can tell it's I'm listening.
And so I think it takes these conversations to pour into each other. Like you said, you talking to other owners. You say, how do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to gloss over that, because, and this is to the people that's listening, I'm asking other podcasts, just like you asking other business owners, you ask people in the food business, you ask people around the city or wherever else. And I'm like, don't give yourself an excuse. Like, okay, go talk to somebody with kids, a single mother doing the thing. It's they out there, gotta be,
They
you
are.
know. Yeah, and I'm talking to other people. I'm like, hey, I got kind of like a niche kind of podcast, because I don't really talk about the media that much. It's not really like my thing. But those podcasts blew up instantly because they want to hear the mess. They want to hear what's going on with Cardi. And
My
it's
thing
cool,
either.
and like, and it's like that's cool and all. But I said I really want what I got to say to stick, and can't nobody do Ashley like Ashley. It ain't only one AFC out there. So let's let it be some encouragement to you. Like, it gotta be a way. That's my
It's a
title. I'm gonna
way.
write that down. It gotta be a way.
It gotta be a way. It gotta be. But I mean, that's true. Cause I mean, even just like the way I'm doing stuff now, I literally just make
Yeah.
way because nobody in their right mind would be baking cookies right now.
During a pandemic.
Oh man. Yeah,
Come on.
that's been crazy too. The whole pandemic thing has been
People
crazy.
always gonna want cookies though. I don't care how many masks we wear. Everybody wants something sweet. I don't care.
I actually read that stats show that the number one snack during the pandemic has been cookies.
There you go. You in your
That's
element.
crazy.
You in your element. Anyway. But again, I just want to encourage you. I'm always trying to, like, give what I receive. I want to let you know I'm proud of you for sure before we even keep going. I love what you're doing. I love, what you represent, a hardworking woman in general, not no other allowances on it, hardworking human being. People always like, oh, you working hard for a woman. No, like you working hard in
I
general.
appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? So
You are
anyway,
too.
thank you. I'm gonna take that. I don't try to be humble. I appreciate it.
Okay, look, I
It's
already know.
hard.
It is.
Hard work recognize it. Anyway, so I don't want to hold you too long. Um, and just so y'all know, like I'm ordering one. I ain't forget. I got it in my notes. I'm ordering some cookies when I get off. Y'all hold me to it. So before we leave, I wanted to ask you. It's last two segments. The only probably concrete thing that we have in on these episodes is the scripture, right? And then you have the next question would be if you had any superpower.
Mm,
Okay, what would it be, and how would you use it to make money?
mm,
Now, I don't want I give you a hug and you feel better. I don't want, oh, I can just touch somebody and their anxiety's gone. That's all cool and nice. That's cool. I want a selfish superpower that will make your life better, that would, get you some money, get you paid.
mm. Okay, man.
No pressure.
I just gotta choose one.
You can, I mean, too. Why not?
Okay. So as a kid, even till now, I've even put this in a couple of my songs. I've always like just been fascinated with flying, like birds
Hmm.
and stuff. I just think that's like really cool. Um, but when it comes to like making some money, if I could just literally snap from here to another place,
Teleportation.
teleportation, yeah, I
Yes.
definitely think I would do that.
Well, that makes sense. I'm not
Because I
surprised.
feel like I'm always stretching myself thin. Like if I could
Yeah.
just, boom, I don't
Yo, I
gotta
get
drive.
that. And so that's what I do when I ask about the superpower. Mine would be super speed because I'm like slow. I'm a distance runner. I'm not the fastest guy. I'm not gonna like get drunk and like challenge somebody to a race. I'm flat footed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
me. Ever since I was a kid, I was always infatuated with the Flash because he was fast, obviously, and I was slow. And he never gets like his day in the light up until now for me. Like if
yeah.
you go into Six Flags right now, they're gonna have Superman, they're gonna have Batman. I saw one Flash cape.
They
They be
need to
doing
put
my
some
boy
respect on
wrong.
his
Put
name,
some
man.
respect on Flash name. And then on Justice League, like look right here. It's a Flash right here. Yellow Lightning. Be a little nerdy for a second. They gave my boy Blue Lightning. That's the weakest of the lightnings and the flashes.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
Justice League. He was like
Why
all
they
new. They they can't make my boy fat. He ain't even want to
throwing
fight in the
shade at this
movie.
man?
Yeah. Oh, but well, why I do the superpower thing? I think someone else has said flight before, never got teleportation. It makes sense. So if I had to really break it down, I do like an analysis. And it's not to bring you down, but it's just to let everybody know, and including myself. So I always talk about myself, right? How we can kind of, view other people. I say if you go on a date, that should be one of the first questions you ask. Like, if you have any superpower, what would it be? Why?
Mm,
Because and you got to really make sure it's like a genuine answer because if we want to fly, obviously we feel way down. That's the
mm-hmm.
easy one. We feel like a lot of stuff is on us, so we legit want to just be free. You want to look down on all our problems. Teleportation, it is about time. It is absolutely about time. Um, but well, you kind of said it too. You feel like you're stretched, but how we can fight that, obviously, is to take time. I think you said earlier you don't get much time to yourself. You gotta find it. You gotta
Yeah,
dig a hole, carve it out, and let that be your time.
yeah, for
It don't
sure.
matter if it's 10 minutes, one show that you watch. I what's shows I'm watching now that I like. I don't know. Let's just say This Is Us again, but watch that one show. This is my time with the kids. No, hey, carve it out, get the babysitter, whatever. But your piece is so important,
It is.
especially with a business and kids and life, and even life in general. You got
Just
nothing
life
going.
in general. Peace.
Peace is so important. I tend to ask people more and more, like, what do you do to keep your peace? And some people don't have an answer. Believe it or
Mm,
not, they don't know. They just say, I'm just living. You know,
mm,
I'm just going through, and I like usually that's one of the first questions. Because now I feel like I'm talking a lot more people that hit me up in DMs, emailing me and stuff, like random person, like, hey, what do you do to keep your peace, Jay? And I was like, hey man, just call me right quick because I got a lot, a lot to type out. But I said I do a lot of things because peace for me in March might not be peace for me in July.
agreed.
So it's a constant.
It's
um
evolution.
yeah, it's conscious of yourself though. If you looking in the mirror, okay, now what do I personally need now? What's gonna keep me going and have me not out there yelling in the lake like Randall, just scream.
Right.
But if
Right.
that's what it takes, then yell. Who paying
That's
your bills but you? Nobody. People, I was like, I don't. What are they gonna say about me? What are they gonna think?
can't be
Man,
worried about all that.
you already know. You got the sauce. All right, all right. So my last segment is the obviously the scripture. I'm gonna pull it back up right now. It's coming out. I think it was Exodus 16. Actually, let me pull it up. My phone cut off. I think somebody was trying to call me earlier. I had two for you, which was weird. I don't think I've ever had two on here.
Hey, that's what's up. I'll take an extra scripture.
Yes. And so the thing about the scripture is it's proprietary, right? Nobody has ever gotten this scripture. Nobody's ever going to get this scripture in the history of No Tech Talk. I've been doing good for a year. It's a lot of scriptures in the
That's
Bible.
pretty cool. There are.
I always say that eventually somebody going to get in the beginning. Uh, there was light and, light was cool. Esau, I'm just going to be in First King somewhere. And Jonathan was the son of Jay and Jay was the son of Ashley. That's your scripture.
Hopefully, you don't have to go there.
Thank you for being with me. This is a great day. All right, so I'm pulling it back up. Exodus 16. We had two different scriptures. So the first scripture, and to give you a little context, I have to give you context, mainly in the Old Testament, because a lot of people don't read the Old Testament, which I get. It's cool. But it was talking about the manna from heaven. Whew. Ashley's famous cooks. Manna from heaven. Anyway, the first verse is and when the children of Israel saw it, they said to one another, it is manna. I had to come out of the KJV because every translation don't use manna. I had to want to make sure I use manna. We don't
Hmm.
call your food manna because manna is from heaven.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that's special bread, very special.
that's Ashley's famous cookies. Anyway, um,
I claim it.
right, for they wist not what it was, and Moses said unto them, "This is the bread which the Lord has given unto you to eat." All right, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. In verse 31, and the house of Israel called the name therefore manna again. It's two separate occasions. Okay, they made it official, and it was like a coriander seed, white, and the taste. It was like wafers made with honey.
That sounds.
Now, all right, back in the day, wafers and honey was the Ashley's famous cookies.
Whew.
Okay, I mean, you could put that on the bottom of your of the
That
sign.
sounds
Extra
amazing.
wafers like they out in the wilderness. Moses, the whole Israelite thing. Like they didn't believe. Okay, so God was like, "All right, Moses, children of Israel, they acted crazy again. Bow down, manna from heaven. That's all." And he said, "This is all you gonna need." That was
Mm,
it. That was in the bio you gave me, right? Once
yeah,
you try AFC, you gonna question every cookie told
yeah,
50 miles of the south.
yeah,
Mississippi River.
yeah.
Um. So what I got from that, and then you could kind of tell me what you get from it as well, and we'll be out of here, right? What I got from that is it does, and it's kind of what we were talking about earlier. We do what we do, yes, to be successful, to be great, to follow our passion. But when we're doing it for God, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
So, and you talked about that as well. Every batch I make, every client I have, or even person I'm working for, making the cookies for, whatever, like it's special. And it obviously comes out in your work. You obviously got a good thing going, and it's getting even better each and every day, right? But when we decide to do something, and this apply this to whoever's listening, to your job, to your lifestyle, to your relationships, to your marriage, to your children, insert your thing here, do it unto God.
yeah,
Now, and it's a bunch of scriptures about, people doing it for God, but it's one thing to do it for yourself or your family. It's another thing to do it unto God. And that's when it becomes worship.
yeah.
By you doing your absolute best, giving you 120% every time, it becomes worship. God, you have given me a special way to get it crispy around the edges
Agree.
that nobody else can do. So
I
I'm therefore, right? Not trying to get too churchy, right? Therefore,
no, no, you're right on.
I'm giving it back to God. It's
Yeah,
legit like an offering.
yeah,
And so if we think of our jobs are like that, because everybody complains about their jobs. I get it. It might not be the one for you, but just imagine if we just change our mindset a little bit.
It's the perspective for
Come,
sure.
come on. And I'm done. I've been talking too much.
No, you haven't.
Go ahead. Go
Good.
ahead. What you think?
No, I mean, I agree because I feel like with energy not being created nor destroyed, if I'm baking cookies in a bad, mood or
Yeah.
having bad energy on me or, being pessimistic or not really putting my all into it, when you
Yeah.
consume that food, what are you consuming? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure that I mean, I even like watch the music I play.
Yeah, I gotta work on. I still listen to trap music. Some of that stuff ain't
No,
getting.
it's not like that. But like when I'm cooking, it's like, okay, what
Oh,
vibrations am I putting into the air? Because like I want to
okay.
like make sure that the cookies are literally baked with love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think you're spot on because acts of service and like doing things for others is what we are put on this earth to do. I mean, like we're gonna reap the benefits of being that type of person. But I feel like when you start thinking about the other people around you,
Yeah.
not just worried about yourself, that's when the world becomes a better place. So I
Mm.
agree. I mean, I think you hit it spot on, like God first all day, because when you put God
Yeah.
into it, it can't be touched. It just can't.
Just like them cook. I'm for real. I'm a big supporter, and if there's anything I can do, for sure. You heard it here on the air.
Thank you.
Anything I could do, hey, we gonna push it for sure. Again, I'm super proud of you. Thank you for giving me the time to come on the podcast today. It's been amazing. It's probably one of the best ones ever. Obviously, I love chocolate chip cookies and you doing God's work. Manna from heaven.
Thank you.
That's the new
I
title.
like that. I like
You
that.
like that one better? Okay, cool. We're gonna go
Yeah.
with that. This is, you got anything else for the people out there? We're gonna put all your socials and everything,
Um,
your website, and before we out.
if you want to, when is this coming out?
I don't know what's today. Uh, Whenever you wanted to, probably this weekend, Saturday.
Okay, so anybody who's watching, if you want 25% off of your order, then type in the promo code Ash and J for 25% off.
Let me
That's
write that down.
ASHANDJAY. Ash and J, 25% off.
What? Hold on. Ash and J. That mean they got to listen to the episode too.
Exactly, all the
Ash.
way to the end because it's right here at
We
the
gonna talk about this after. All right, we gonna talk. I gotta put all that stuff in there. Yeah, I was gonna do that too. I'm gonna do like an official role for you too, though. A mid roll.
Yeah,
We
that'd be
gonna make it
dope.
official because a lot of times people don't listen to it, but when they hear this, they be like, "Oh, okay, bet." And I
Yeah,
put, we push it out. We'll put like, "Hey, you listen to this episode, you gotta find out what the code is."
yep,
Boom, 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 and get your free 25% off. Anyway, no, wait. One thing I missed: 3 years, right? It's your birthday.
yes, yes.
Happy birthday,
Thank
AFC.
you.
Yeah.
3 years, man. Time flies.
So what have you learned before we go? I don't want to elongate this, but what did you learn before we go?
I would learn that I would say that I learned that you have to be someone who can adapt to the times. Um
Mm,
you like business is not a cookie cutter thing.
no pun
And if you
intended.
can't you no pun intended. But if you can't adapt, you're not gonna survive for sure.
Mm,
Now, don't lose yourself in that though.
yeah.
Always stick to your principles, but you can't be stubborn and you got to take your ego out of it because, I mean, if the pandemic didn't teach us anything, is that.
Man, listen, you adapted
So
though.
yeah,
I told
yeah,
folks, people got mad at me like March, April. My friends who was talking, I was like, well, you was either ready or you wasn't.
yeah,
When God was like, I COVID, I boom, or he even allowed it to happen, whether it was him or not.
yeah. Agreed,
Are you ready or no? Is your faith strong enough or not? You believe in me or not? Are you ready to pivot in this business and your life or not? I get the
agreed.
finance. I know people struggling out there, but still, like it's a way. So let me not get in my soapbox again, but that's it. I appreciate you again, and let me just end it off right now. This has been another edition of the No Tech Talk podcast. This is always a reminder to live life on purpose. Go buy you some cookies. Live with a
Yes,
little no tact in your life. Peace.
I